Hi, everybody. We're going to do a meditation to help again to calm the mind. And today we will do the meditation on how we find refuge in our own mind, especially because the time is so weird. And with the time that we are having, it can cause very easily fear and anxiety to arise in the mind, and from that, attachment and anger and other disturbing emotions. So where do we find refuge from that? How do we do that? So during this meditation, we will go through similar aspects of the mind that you can connect with in order to lessen the disturbing emotions. Okay. So first of all, make yourself comfortable. Sit on the chair, or you sit on a cushion on the floor, whatever is comfortable for you. The main thing that we need to do is to straighten our back. And we straighten our back by bringing our pelvis a little bit, by moving that forward. When we move the pelvis forward, there is a point where you feel that your spine naturally starts to straighten up. So when we find that position from the pelvis and we feel that all the vertebrae start to organize themselves one on top of the other, then we can let go of all the tension that we're holding in the muscle. The muscles around the back, the muscles in the shoulders. Let that tension go. And then you can put your hands either in your lap. In Buddhism, we use a meditation posture where we put a right hand on top of the left and the thumbs are slightly touching each other, like this. And then we put that in our lap. But if you feel more comfortable with having your hands, just laying on your lap, being open, or if you prefer to have your hands on your thighs, maybe even with your palms down, whatever is comfortable for you, bring your hands in that position and try to keep them there during the meditation, not with tension, but just let them there, being relaxed. And then the head is a little bit bent forward. The eyes are half closed, half opened. So depending on your mind, if your mind is very distracted, you might want to close your eyes a little bit further. If your mind is very dull or sleepy, you leave the eyes a little bit more open. And your jaws are relaxed. And so by starting the meditation by bringing our body into a suitable posture for the meditation actually already has started. Bringing the mind to the body and checking the posture. So while the mind is with the body, be aware of what is going on in the body. You are aware of your body. And when you feel that you can focus your concentration a little bit more, focus your awareness on the rising and falling of your abdomen every time when you breathe in and breathe out. You're aware of your breathing. And every time you notice your mind is wandering off, you immediately bring your mind back to your breath, back to your body. But you do that in a very gentle way. So you don't hesitate bringing your mind back. But the way you bring your mind back is gentle, is with loving kindness. It's not a mistake that the mind gets distracted. It's a habit. And when we bring our mind gently back to the present moment, to our body, to our breath, we train the mind in a new habit. So it might be that during the meditation you find yourself drifting off. So when that happens, then first bring your mind back to your body or to your breath. And once you feel grounded again, you start following the meditation again. And so then the mind is relaxed, the mind is with the body. And then we set a motivation for doing the meditation. By thinking that we are doing this meditation not just for our own sake, but that whatever benefit comes from this meditation, maybe becoming more calm, more peaceful, more clear, that this may be of greatest benefit to everyone around us, to all sentient beings. And so then connect with your mind and observe what is going on in your mind. What is at the moment the strongest feeling in your mind, or the strongest reaction to certain feelings? Is it fear, attachment, anger? Or do you have a positive state of mind, such as a mind of love or compassion? So whatever it is, observe that mind without any judgment. Accept it as it is. This is just how it is. And if the strongest mind that is present at the moment is a negative mind, then remember that that mind is connected to suffering. So therefore, be gentle with yourself. Talk kindly to yourself as you would talk to a good friend. And then having seen whatever is most dominant in our own mind, we can ask the question, where do we find refuge from our fear, our anxiety, our worries, our frustration? Where do we turn to? Where is that safe place where we are protected from all our suffering? For this, we need to recognize that the main cause of our suffering are our own disturbing emotions. It is our attachment that we are suffering from. It is our anger that we are suffering from. It is our fear that we are suffering from. So how can we protect ourselves from them? How do we do that? The first way that we can do that is by bringing the mind back to the present moment, by practicing mindfulness. Every time we are able to bring the mind back to the present moment, we do not fuel the disturbing emotions. So you can focus your mind on your body, on your feelings, on objects, or on your own mind. And then with a mind of curiosity, you investigate the different characteristics. So try to contemplate that, and when you see value in that, try to practice it. Normally, when pleasant feelings arise in the mind, we react with attachment. And when displeasure arises in the mind, we react with aversion, which can grow into anger. So when we observe the feelings, how they arise in the mind and how they dissolve back into the mind, and we keep observing the feelings, that means that we stop engaging, following attachment and following aversion. That means we don't fuel the delusions. That means that the mind becomes naturally more calm. The second thing that we can do to protect our mind from the delusions is to contemplate the nature of the mind. We focus on the clear nature, the spacious aspect of the mind. The mind is that which is clear and knowing. It has no shape, no color. We can't touch it. It is like the sky. And whatever arises in the mind, our feelings, our thoughts, our emotions, are like the clouds. So observe your mind with that analogy. The spacious aspect of the mind is like the blue sky, vast, expansive, reaching out very, very, very far. Well, the thoughts, the disturbing emotions, the feelings are like clouds. They're coming and going, changing in every moment. They do not touch the space-like nature of the sky. In the same way, whatever arises in the mind doesn't touch the space-like nature of the mind. Connecting with the space-like nature of the mind gives a strong protection against the delusions. The third protection that we can find in our mind is our own inner wisdom. We can connect with our own inner wisdom when we become quiet and listen to the voice deep within ourselves. The voice that comes from a place beyond hope and fear. It is our wisdom mind that understands that we are living in a world where whatever arises will eventually cease to exist. It is our wisdom mind that understands that whatever we experience comes from many causes and conditions. And therefore that mind doesn't seek to blame. It is the wisdom mind that understands that we are all connected with each other and that we all depend upon each other. And it is the wisdom mind that is constantly searching for the truth. Connecting with that mind will naturally lessen the delusions. It will naturally lessen the disturbances. And then the next protection that we have in our mind is our love and compassion, especially when we can extend it to all sentient beings. Just as we want to be happy and want to be free from suffering, all sentient beings want to be happy and free from suffering. Contemplate that. Check, check whether that is really what everybody wants. Even those who do very negative deeds, what they wish for is to be happy and to be free from suffering. So think of people or animals that are close to you, that you like, and then call to mind how they try to be happy and free from suffering. And then maybe the compassion starts to arise in your heart. And you can imagine that that transforms into white light that you send out. And you think, may you be free from suffering. And may you have all the happiness in the world. And then we can think of those that are a little bit further away from you. How do they live their lives? How do they try to find happiness and freedom from suffering? And then when you find understanding for their actions, if you can see their attempts for finding happiness and freedom from suffering, and compassion starts to arise in your heart, then send from your heart white light and think, may you be free from suffering, and may you find all the happiness in the world. And then think of those that you have difficulties with, those who have hurt you or harmed you, and see if you can understand that they also just want to be happy and want to be free from suffering. And then contemplate that it is very difficult for human beings to apply the tools that bring real happiness. Often our attempts to find happiness only create suffering for ourselves and others. So when you can find true understanding in this, maybe compassion will start to arise in your mind. And if that is so, then let it transform into white light coming from your heart, sending it out to these suffering sentient beings, and think, may you be free from suffering, and may you have all the happiness in the world. And then reflect what, having visited these 4 types of refuge in your own mind, what has that done to your mind? Has it taken you away from the delusions? Has that been a refuge from your delusions? If so, then know that these places will always be there. You can go to any of these places at any time. Try to generate a feeling of gratitude for that. And then we can dedicate all the positive energy that we have created by doing this meditation. We can imagine that this positive energy gathers in our heart, maybe in the form of light, filling our whole body, and then overflowing through our crown like a fountain radiating into space, touching each and every sentient being. Releasing them from suffering and bringing them happiness.